Alright, I'm live. Welcome everyone to the day number 10 of building my startup and coding my startup for the Salesforce ecosystem. I am building a platform that should take you from complete beginner in coding to get your first job in Salesforce development. We're focusing only on the Salesforce development because that's the niche. I'm a Salesforce developer, so I only know Salesforce development. So far we had yesterday quite a cool thing. We had this is what we had. So we had here, you can click on the run code and it's gonna run for you and it's gonna check those requirements, it's gonna run some tests. But now the problem is when I tried to to put components on my page from this one, Codegym. So if you look, I know them. And this is basically a library with a lot of different components, and you can, for example, go here to the components and see card something. So we don't need to implement all of this on our own. We can just basically copy paste all of this, all of these things. And here, so it looks really good. And the button, right? When I tried to do that, I realized that my whole thing, my whole project is such a big mess, and I broke everything. So now if you have a look, neither the team here, nor what is this, this one as well. So I couldn't really install the team yesterday, and I have spent like maybe 2 hours trying to install the team. So instead of that, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna completely implement a new repository here, and I'm gonna use that repository for development from now on, because the repository that I've been using all the time, this one, I just copied from the tutorial, and this tutorial was using a lot of different stuff that I have no idea about, like for example middleware or server, API, roots, and blah blah blah, those things. So I don't know what they do exactly, and I don't think we need them. So what I want to start fresh, and I want to move my things into the fresh folder, and then deploy it, and then see that I can actually deploy it, and then see that I can actually install the Codegym. Another thing that I decided to do is I decided to switch back to Notion. I tried for quite a long time. I tried to use Obsidian, didn't really work, because Obsidian is kind of cool, but it is not for me. I was missing so much Notion. And you know, when the productivity tool is not for you, the kind of good sign that is not for you is when you start kind of slipping off. So you kind of start not really checking the app. You're really basically you start checking it less. that's the thing. And for the first time in, I guess, a year, I missed like 3 days of checking my daily tasks, just because they were in Obsidian, and I was I didn't want to move them around. So I decided to go back to Notion, and I decided also to, here we go, the drilling started again. I decided also here to implement basically our MVP plan. So what are all the tasks that we need to do in order to get this project into the first stage. So here I had the prompt, quite a long prompt, but I don't know, didn't really help me that much. Anyway, so here I want to create something like a table, but not a table, I would say a table view. So I want to create a new database, and I want to create a new database here, and I'm gonna call it learn Apex MVP. But before we actually do all of that, let me check if my stream is actually on. Yeah, looks like it's on. Nice. I'm gonna move it up here so that I can check it. Alright, that looks good. So It's kind of organizational stuff today at the day number 10. And then I think once I organize everything, I'm gonna know where all my components, and I'm gonna be definitely much quicker in development than what we used to have. Okay, so here we have learned MVP, and I'm gonna hide the database title, we don't really need it. Table, and I'm gonna probably delete this prompt because we don't really need it. Okay. And I don't want to have this, I want to have a Kanban view. Can I up? Okay, delete this. Yeah, delete view. And how can I change the view? Layout. Board, is it? Yeah, board. Okay, that looks good. Board, okay. I'm gonna delete those, don't need them. Delete. Delete. Okay, new group. So the group, let's call it done. Then no text, that's fine. Let's call it to do. And in progress. And so this, I'm using Trello for collaborating with my developer. But this is different, right? Because this is going to be for me, so that I know, like, for example, I'm not gonna put into the Trello like speak to Igor or something, or speak to Sasha, the developer, but I'm gonna be writing it here. Okay, so, oh my god. Let's see what needs to be done. Create, let's say clean up. No. So basically, what I wanna migrate everything, migrate everything into the new project, And by everything, I think we need to get a little bit more specific. Migrate. Yeah, actually no. Actually, everything is fine. And the property, I would say number, and oh, they added here bar ring. Wow, that's nice. Number, I'm gonna say the number, and I'm gonna call it rename, and let's say I'm gonna call it estimation, and my estimation in hours would be 3 hours. Rename hours. Here we go. So this is the plan. Now create Notion, so that we can move something into done immediately. Let's say 0.5. Do we need other text? I don't think so. Okay, to do, create Notion board. Okay, so then another to do, that something that I didn't do last time is install shad.cn. And I want to have it because I want to use those components, and let me show how cool are those components. For example, I think this one, pop over. Nope, I think another one. What is Sonar? This one. Look at this. It's so easy to create those toasts. And basically the way you create them, you run this, and then you just add them here, and that's it. Toast and event has been created. Like, this is so easy, and this is so good. And for example, what I'm going to be using is progress bar, right? So the progress bar is quite cool. And there's a lot of, like, switch, for example, we can immediately implement dark and white theme. Like here, you switch into dark, and those components, they all switch into the dark mode. And all of this, it comes with a theme, and you can also customize the theme. you can customize it to have violet, for example. This is our color that we've been using, and this is so awesome. This is so awesome. Yeah. I also wonder how to create those dashboards, for example. I didn't really find a way to create it. Like, I would like to. Because, for example, what we could show there, like a number of tasks solved, and for the user itself, we could show like how many tasks the user solves. But this is also very much in the future. I also like this one, like just black and white, plain, but looks actually great. So yeah. And I also found here, when you go to the Next.js and you go to the installation, I found that the guy here, here's how I structure components. You can use it as a reference. And if the developer of this Shatien structuring his projects like this, it means that this is the best practice. This is what I think. So I'm actually going to be just taking his way of doing that. I think. Let's see how it will play out. Okay, so install Shatien. Then in general, so I think I'm gonna, this can move already in the progress. Another task that I need to do is that I need to create a sign up form on the main page. The estimation for that, I would say sign up form, I would say around 5 hours, 4 hours, let's say, because I already have something for that. By sign up form, what I mean is that we're gonna have, just for starting, what we're gonna have is that here we're gonna have sign up for Gumroad, and then a link to the Gumroad page. Then enter your key, and then here we're gonna have the key, like the form where you can put it, and the user gonna click on submit, and the user will be granted access here. Also, another thing that I implemented is, you see now if I click on the navigate, I'm gonna be navigated to the Salesforce, so it remembers the old access token. It doesn't really refresh the token, so here we need to go to the refresh token, and it might, okay, we need to go to the API refresh token, and it might refresh the token, might not. We can also go, it probably doesn't really work, but what can we can go to the clear token, and then if we go back, we see here connected org, so we can connect it. Let me actually connect so that we have one connected. I think one token lives like around 2 hours. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. Look at this, it works awesome, because here we can see that those tests were not done. But now if I write class car, which is kind of the task here, and I click on the run code, one test is working. And if I add public string motor here, click on run code, this test is working. So basically the functionality is working. Yeah, it is not really good, but it is working. But another problem that I found is that, for example, if I resize it, it looks fine actually. It kind of looks okay, by the way. I think yesterday, I think I fixed it yesterday, except the footer looks good. But another thing is that here we have resizable, and look at this. This is exactly what we need. So if we put it like this, and exactly what I want to user allow is like to resize those things. So from now on, all the time I'm gonna try to work with components, and then if I don't see the component, then I'm gonna try to implement on my own. Like for example, the navigation here. I should have used some kind of components for that. Not sure if they have one. Navigation menu like this, for example, or menu bar. And this looks good. It's really good. And the best part about this library is that we have the whole access to all the styling. So it's not like we have to stick to what to the way they style components. No, we can also style everything. All right. Okay, let's go back here. So what do we need? Create sign up form on the main page. And this is actually has a lot of things in it. So use shut cn for the form, create Gumroad integration. And I actually already created this one. We just need to basically connect it to the form. Create a screenshot of the Gumroad. Of the Gumroad email. Yeah. Then I think it's good for now. So I think the more ideas I'm gonna get, I'm gonna move them here. But for now it's good. Can we? Yeah. And here, okay. And for such cn, I want to add the estimation. Let's say estimation will be, let's say 1 hour. I think actually even less. I think it's gonna be just 30 minutes. I think the cn part will be actually quite easy if we manage to migrate everything. And I would say migrating, I updated to 4. I'm quite afraid, but let's see. So Notion board is done. All right. Then let's try to migrate. So this is the whole project that we have. The styles and blah blah blah. Server, not really using server. So the thing that I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be following this cn guide. And let's see, installation. Next.js. Well, actually, a smart thing would be to read the cn docs so that we don't really get stuck. And this one I don't really need it now, but here's the new folder. Up. Also this one. So that will install. That will create an app, right? Let's do that. Terminal, but I'm gonna call it learn Apex. TypeScript, Tailwind, yes, lint. Yeah, another thing that we've been using is also Iron session. Okay, would you like to use src directory? I don't know. Is this guy using src directory? Probably yeah. Would you like to use app router? Yeah. Would you like to customize the defaults? No. Okay, success. So we created, let me actually just immediately open folder. And I'm gonna open it immediately there. Repository already exists. Let's first, what's going on with Git here? Wait, how come the Git is not kicking in? What? What is the remote of the Git? How do we get? So there is no remote. How come that the Git doesn't? How did it connect? What did it connect to? Okay, let me just create a new branch. Let me call it learn Apex Igor public. I'm gonna make it private. Create repository. Wait, so it says that the repository. I don't see learn Apex repository. I don't think it is there. Let's add the remote. But wait, how is it possible that this whole thing is not showing in the... Okay, now we committed the branch. Let's see. Okay, looks like it's working. Then, okay, that's fine. Let's first develop something here before we go to the before we deploy. Let's actually have something that is deployable. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's running here, but I want to kill it. Is it done? Yeah. So that we don't have anything on the local host. Okay, so we have SRC and then we have app. Okay. So if I run npm run dev, let's test that it actually works. 3000. Okay, good. So we have something here. Layout, page, I'm gonna delete everything here from the page. This one, hey. Hey. Alright. So we also need to install other stuff. Like we need to install npm install next iron session. We actually installed a bunch of other stuff. I don't remember what exactly we installed. But anyway, let's try to continue with this. So that's the structure that I also want to have. So we have our app, and then on the level with app, on the SRC, we have components. And in the components we have UI. And we have our main components like page header there, okay. And then components, and then on the same level as components, basically in the SRC we have lib. And then we have also styles on the same level. And from my old project we also need a little bit more, so we need to have types. It's interesting that I don't see that he has pages, but it looks like Next.js works like it needs pages so that it can run. Looks strange. Oh, and look at this, it is page.tsx, so now it's different from... Now it's different, we don't have this underscore app anymore. But that's fine. Okay, so we have our SRC styles, types. We have types, pages, and another thing that I'm gonna call is API. And I think this is the thing that we can already move, because API, we can just go and move here. API. We might need to think about the... also JSForce. We also need to install JSForce. npm install JSForce. Okay. Then I'm gonna continue with this, what they have. So we have this, we have npx, npm to set up the project. Okay, let's do that. And now it's gonna ask a bunch of questions, right? Would you like to use TypeScript? Yes. Default. Slate. So where's my styles CSS? I think I need to move it to styles. Styles. So I'm gonna say this is SRC. Styles. Globals.css. Variable, yes, let's use variable. I'm not using it. Where's your located? I don't think I have, but let's say components, let's say default. Okay, I use inclusive, I don't know, but it is still yes. Okay, now we have some stuff here. font in the root layout. Now the question is, in this setup, what is the root layout? I think this is this thing. Yeah, because we are importing here global CSS. Yes, yes. So we also need to import it in a different way. Styles, global CSS. And now we need to import this thing. I'm so afraid that it's not gonna work. I'm so afraid. Please work. I don't know, what is this add thing? Styles. Oh no, we are importing CN, right? I think I don't see this add thing. Did we miss something? No, we didn't, right? We didn't. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of there, but utils, right? Utils. It's kind of there. I don't know. Something that they created, right? So that was not there before. Okay, so we have these two parts. Now we have this root layout. I'm gonna copy this whole thing. Root layout. Can't find the name root layout props. From the types, does it think that it is in the types? I don't think it is in the types. We don't have anything in the types. Let me Google this thing. Let's do everything very slow. So how come that the code that they have here is not working? Is it because we are using a different Next.js version? Okay, so this is the example that they have here in the documentation. I'm definitely gonna trust the documentation example, and it works. This is great. Now, if we go here to the chat.cn, we can just copy this part with the HTML. Okay, so slowly it looks like it's working. Now we need to configure it in tailwind config.js. Interestingly, what I don't understand is that they have this tailwind config.js, but aren't we using TypeScript? Why don't we have also TypeScript here by default? That's something that I don't really get. And it's possible that this is where I'm failing. Require. And then we need to add it to the team and then extend. Team, this is the team, then extend. And then before colors, we can add this one. Okay, let's add the button. Paste in the components. Okay. So now, if we add the button, in theory, we should be able to see that. I am so nervous about that. I am so nervous, that's crazy. Look, we don't have this. We don't have this. I doubt that it's gonna work. Oops, it's not here. The import works, but how? Oh, it's adding them there. Ah. I'm gonna ask later, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT what this thing means. Or I'm gonna read the documentation. What it means. Let's see. Click me. Nothing fails at this thing. But it does fail here. Ah, damn it. What are the errors? What is the body? Where? What if we go to the page? No, I don't think that it's gonna change. Okay, let me move this thing here, and of course import the button as well there on the layout. It seems to work. Yes, it seems to work. Whew. Why is it page here? Yeah, it seems to work. Nice. Now the question is to understand how it actually... What is the proper structure? Because I don't really understand what this means. Do they have here an explanation? Let's say project structure. Okay, let's read the app router actually. The quickest way, so what I found, the quickest way if you want to understand something is by far just reading documentation, if the documentation is good. I feel like the documentation is really good here. Also, this is the most painful way to learn something, but it is what it is. Get comfortable and read how the routing works. I guess some learning for me. Okay, this is all questions that I'm not really interested that much. I'm definitely interested in routing. Let's see. Yeah, let's say define includes. Okay, so let's say I have app and I have page. Let's say in the app I want to create what they say dashboard, and then in this dashboard to create your add a page.js file inside the app directory and export a React. I don't understand this. Page.js. Why JS? Why using JavaScript? Let's ask ChatGPT. Yeah, the GPT store. It's good, but give me my GPT. What is this plan? Oh, they have a team plan. This is quite cool. Yeah, show me this next gesture. It's the one that I'm using. Okay, so I have made a screenshot and let me share up this one. Why is it page.js? Aren't we supposed to use TypeScript for everything? Can you illustrate with an example? Okay, so something is really strange here. Okay, let's see next steps, pages and layouts. Okay, so if I understand, so my understanding for now is that if we create here a new page .tsx, that would create a route to the dashboard. No, it's not. No, probably because I placed it here. Because this is the layout, right? This is the structure. So we have head and we have body. Dashboard page. Okay, let's Google some more tutorials. Routing in Next.js 14. Yeah, this is what you've been showing me all the time. But this is what I don't understand. Why are you using here JavaScript? What about pages? Okay, this is exactly what I want. I want to have a code that they show me the code and then they show me how it should look like. It's important it's 14 because I think between 13 and 14 they have a different approach. So src.app, this is what we're using here. Okay, so app. Okay. So this is why we see this thing, but we don't see this thing. That's kind of my expectation. When we go to the app, we should be able to see this page.tsx, but we really don't, right? We don't see anything. And then if we go to the dashboard, we also don't see anything. Oh, is it possible? Maybe we just have, let's create here a button. Or let's take the button that I had here And let's move to this page, and then here we can have the button. Look, dashboard, nothing. Is it because we don't have here anything on the layout? We don't have anything here incorporated. What I don't like, can you show me just the whole code? Yeah, so it doesn't. So if I rename it to about. Yes. If I rename it to about. It's not gonna. Hmm. By the way, I noticed that I'm doing here understand routing in Next.js and estimation, let's say 2 hours. Already we can see that I'm out here. So that's like, should be 8, 10. So it should be like full day of work. Yeah, but isn't it exactly what I have? App, then about folder, and then page.tsx. New folder, let's say test. Let's rename it hi. Let's make hi, and here page.tsx. And I'm gonna say here hi, and class name, let's say background black. So now if I go to hi, should be able to see it, but I don't. Let's ask ChatGPT. So here's my setup. Here's the it's not distraction. Here's my structure. And I don't know how can I properly display it for ChatGPT that I have here dashboard, let's say, or hi, right? And then we have this, and then there I have page.tsx. I have How is it properly? So it is properly app and then hi and then page. App hi page dot tsx and still it doesn't seem to work. Here's my pages. Or I should, here are my pages. Here are my pages. This one. And I'm gonna also give the layout. And I'm also gonna give the page. The main page. So I kind of feel like it doesn't work because we don't have something set up on the layout. Ah, I see. So this thing that he described, I didn't see that coming, that the thing that he describes can be somehow really unconventional way of structuring the pages. Well, I actually like this, the way it is structured, because I think we don't have too much of the hierarchy as we used to have. But maybe I should also restructure it. But then if I restructure it, will my team still be working? I think so. I need to put here children. Aha, and now I can see them. Now I don't need this thing, because I thought maybe somehow it's overwritten by the team, so we can't really see it. Now I can see hi. Nice. Now I can see this. Oh. Whew. Okay, that was something. That was something. When was next JS 14 released? Oh, so it was released October 26. What is? I see. I kind of feel that the suggestions that the ChatGPT gives me are actually relevant only for Next.js 13, not for the Next.js 14. That's how I feel about it. I see. Okay, ChatGPT. That explains a lot of my problems that I had with ChatGPT. That explains actually a lot for me. It just doesn't know about the Next.js 14 that we are using here. So we might be using a different... That work. Okay, nice. So at least this thing works. This is good. The problem is now I cannot really chat with ChatGPT, and I cannot really chat about... I still feel weird about the way they structure here the components. Mario, hello. How are you doing? Are you Next.js? Good at Next.js? I would like to have some people who are good at Next.js. So here they give a lot of examples with the layout.js, which is YJS. YJS. Why not TypeScript? Even here, page.js. No, sorry. I wish. So what are you doing? Are you like learning Next.js, or you designer, Salesforce developer? Coffee 2D, hi. Welcome everyone. Glad that you're here. You can live see a person struggling with the documentation. What can be better than this? Okay, so I think this guide is actually bad, but again, we see here a difference between... So here they describe with a page.tsx, and just found my channel while studying. So yeah, welcome then. What are you studying? They describe here with a... So here we see page.tsx, but if you go to the official documentation of Next.js, it's not the worst feeling than struggling with documentation. Yeah, I agree. Especially when you learn a new tool, you read the documentation, and then you go to the tutorials like I do, and they show different things. Like, what the hell? Okay. Next.js 14 routing. Let's get some more examples. Software engineering major in Spain. Oof, nice. I had my bachelor here in Germany. Not software engineering, they call it informatics, I guess. They're quite similar, I guess. And wow, all the tutorials are from the official documentation. So I guess the official documentation should be kind of good. This looks like before the Next.js 14. Okay, so what I'm gonna assume that there's no difference between TSX and GS, what they say here, special GS file. Pages are server components, no idea what are the server components. But this is also not that important, because I think that we actually achieved what we wanted, because we have here, now I know how the routing works. So if, for example, I want to say hi Igor, and then I'm gonna add here another page .tsx, and I'm gonna say not this. Igor page, and we go to hi and then Igor. I see Igor page. So I think it's good enough. Now the question is to move everything that we had so far into, I'm gonna delete those two because we don't need them. Oop. Delete, move to trash. Before I do that, I actually will probably put into Git. Wait. Wait, what's happening? What is this? Wait, no, this is next. Okay. I'm gonna call it shut. Let's call it shutcn. Shutcn installed. Commit and push. Okay, this, why is it going there? I don't need this at all. Okay, I have children. Why is it? Why are you opening for me that? I don't need it. I need this. And in the app, let's see. So this is my page. Now I need to find a way to actually get my old code into the new code. Let's see, I already have the API. That's good. Now, components. Can I just move components exactly as they are? Because I have here components as well. And then they have here UI. Yeah. UI. So this is something that is used by the shutcn library. Okay, so I hope that components are good. Pricing. So now I have here the structure with, I was using index.tsx, but apparently that's not the, that's not, apparently that's not the way it should be. See someone speaking Russian in chat. Please no Russian. Why do you even assume I speak that language? What the hell? What the hell? Pages index.tsx. Okay, so that will be the main page, right? The main page, which would be in our case, I think we should have a separate main page, right? Let's have a look what he's doing. Yeah, here. Okay, this is the main navigation page. Main navigation are placed in the components folder. I'm gonna move it to the lessons as well. Yes, update the imports. Checker, and I'm gonna create a new folder here, and I'm gonna call it something like it's called for now. When I don't know a better name, I'm gonna call it checker, and I'm gonna move it there. And yes, I'm gonna update all the references. Yeah, I mean, I'm from Ukraine. Yeah, my name is indeed Slavic. Yes, I mean, I'm from Ukraine. But I've been living in Germany for the last 6-7 years. So I don't have that many ties to Ukraine anymore, and I don't like speaking Russians at all because of everything that's going on. So no Russian here, no Russian. I have few friends from Kazakhstan though. I really like before the war. I really wanted to go there, but quite a long trip from Germany to Kazakhstan. So I've heard Astana is really good. Should be really beautiful. All right, so we have here the checker. And I'm gonna probably create here a new component. I'm gonna call it main.tsx, or the better way would be landing page landing. Just let's remove the page landing.tsx. This is okay. This is supposed to be main. Because I see that here is main by default. Okay, then let's move my main page that I used to have here. My main page was this one, this whole thing. Let's move all of that. And let's see what fails. Header, footer. Well, those things are already done in Astana is beautiful, but in summer -20. -20, oh shit. You're planning to go to Germany? Yeah. You plan to study here or work? I don't know. Germany is good, but it actually because the economy is so. I think last year the economy was really so messed up. Like Germans now they made really big mistakes back let's say 10 years ago, and now they have to deal with those mistakes. So the prices are crazy, the cost of living is crazy for the salary that you have here in Germany, but it still has all the values that they used to have. Like no one is homeless here in Germany. No one has to fear, I don't know, like dying because doesn't have money for healthcare and all that stuff. So this is what I like, and I think the best part about Germany is actually healthcare. So the healthcare is really good, especially if you have some kind of, I don't know, if you have something more urgent than I hope to immigrate with the introduction of recent updates to immigration law. Oh, I'm waiting for those laws. Like this is so crazy because it's so hard to get a proper visa here. I applied for the visa I think 2 months ago. I still have like 0 response from them. So they really I really hope they introduce this new laws. Would be super nice. Would be super nice. Yeah, but Germany, yeah, I don't know. Germany is quite a country. Quite a country. okay, we have head here, and we have HTML and body. All of these things we have here, so we don't need to have them here. But because this is a home page, I need to have here main tag. So I need to have here main tag. You're applying for the masters as a backup. Yeah, I think actually doing masters is a good thing here. Especially, I know I did only bachelor here, but the master is much more chill than bachelor. Like for bachelor you need to speak German. For master you can just go and apply for master. And especially if you have, I don't know, if you apply for something like informatics, if you have a master, you will easily find here like a really good paying job. Okay. Let's see, so it cannot find the components because we didn't install the components. Okay, so we need to go and actually install those components to see if they work. So those are I forgot what's the name of the component. Form, that's the name of the component. Form. Here we go, form. And they give here a lot of examples how to install them. Oh, so you're a full stack developer. Yeah, I think you can even, I mean, it kind of like depends, but I think you can even get a job if you just apply. I don't know. It kind of depends. I think also the software development industry went so much down, right? In the last, let's say 2 years or 1 year. So it's definitely much harder. When I got my first job in Germany as a Salesforce developer, it was so easy. I was in my first year at the university, and you just go and apply for any job. I applied for like 10 or 20 jobs here in Munich, and I got invitation for like, I don't know, like 7 or something. And I got 2-3 job offers. So it was really, really good. Now I know friends who because of the war they went to Germany, and they're like senior developers. They don't speak German, and they had so few choices where to go. They still had jobs, right? If you're a senior developer, you still have jobs, but maybe the pay will be not as good as you think, or maybe the job is actually not in the city where you live, so you're gonna need to travel to another city. So those things. So I think the software market went quite down here. But it's hard to judge for me because I speak German, and if you speak German, that opens so much in Germany. Like, you immediately have 5 times more job opportunities than not speaking German. And by speaking German, you don't even need to speak native level German. You can just speak just conversational German, so that you can go to a client and actually speak with the client in German. That opens up. But English is also enough, actually. English is also enough. So what is the stack that you're working? Okay. So Yeah, you need to be, exactly. You need to be, I think 2 years might be, and especially if you say that it looks kind of weird, I think you need to be more than 2 years. It's like 5 years. That's something that they, yeah. But you know, if you have 2 years and if you go for the masters here, you can easily find a working student werkstudent job as a developer, which would be quite quite a good salary as well. In my last position, I negotiated with the company to get actually the same salary as just normal developers do, uh, just just working part time and studying at the same time. Oh, you worked with the Next.js, so that's that's awesome. Svelte Kit and Go. Next.js moving too fast and gave me too much pain in the past. What was the pain? I switched. I wouldn't say I switched. I'm coding this startup for the Salesforce ecosystem, right? So I kind of know the Salesforce part, and I tried out. This is my first 10 days ever trying Next.js or any type of, not any type. This is I also programmed a little bit with the Vue.js before, but this is the first 10 days trying Next.js, and it's awesome. But in comparison to what we have in Salesforce, it is so awesome. It is so good. I'm so hyped by how quick you can develop something here with the Next.js. So I wonder what's the what's the problem that you see. They broke a lot of things in the updates. Oh, okay. You mean like in the number 14 or the recent one, or just in general they breaking a lot of things? Yeah, I guess there's like a huge difference developing some kind of startup or side project for yourself, or working actually with the Next.js. Because as soon as you work for the company, you start having all of this other stuff. So you're not only just writing code, right? You not only have the fun part, you also have the meetings, you also have the refinement meetings and all of that stuff. So it's kind of it kind of sucks more. Radix, the only thing you write in React is Radix UI. Radix UI. Oh, look like I already clicked on the link. Radix UI. Start building your app now. An open source component library optimized for fast development, easy maintenance, and accessibility. So, so they basically provide. Isn't it like this SHA-CN that I'm trying to implement? Isn't it built on the Radix UI? I think it is. Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah, they look. I don't know. I don't like. Quite frankly, I don't really like fully understand what's the catch of it. Like, I understand that those are like very fundamental components and then you can build on top of it like ShredCN, for example, stuff. Hard to relate for me. From coming from the Salesforce development. ShredCN adds styling layers in their primitives. Like, the thing is, the last time I tried to build something with the front end was 5 years ago, and starting from 5 years till now, the front end development made such a huge jump. This is so crazy. Like, if you have now if, for example, like if you're a front end developer, you can launch those startups like I'm trying to do so quick. Like, this is something that I cannot do with the Salesforce. Like, I cannot just go and build a website in Salesforce. We just don't have this. Like, it's so awesome. If I knew, if I had the choice between now frontend and Salesforce, I wouldn't spend 4 years in Salesforce. Like, this is just so awesome. It gives so much way, I don't know, so much things that you can build, and it's so cool. So yeah. Oh, and look at this. The ShredCN works. It works. Header, footer. Okay, so this is main. I feel like in the body, I also want to add header and footer. I actually... Okay, so what I know is that here are two approaches. Either we can add header on all the other pages, and then we can modify this header, because if I add it here, I won't be able... This is gonna be basically header for everything, right? So it's gonna stick, and we're gonna have it on all the pages. Like Svelte. I hear a lot about Svelte. Like, I hear a lot about this. Now, the guy that I'm building the startup with doesn't know Svelte, and I have no idea about Svelte. So we are not touching on that. we are droning in Next.js anyway, right? So reactive assignment, clicked 0 times. Yeah, I don't see from quick view what's the difference. Anyway, so we have here the body, the head. Okay, let's add header here. So the header belongs to the body. Let's add header component here, and then after the children, we're gonna have our footer component. Please work. And then I can, of course, I also need to import them, header and footer. Interesting. It simplifies pain points found in most of the front-end ecosystems. Yeah. I've heard a lot about Svelte, but never tried it. Okay, so we have here something that I don't really understand. Can the ChatGPT explain it to me? What it means? I know that we have here use client. So I could just go as simple as just include this use client, which, huh. You would move to Laravel or Rails. I don't know. It doesn't seem for me like. It depends what is your goal. I think with Next.js you have a lot of work opportunities versus Laravel. I don't know. Kind of could be hard to find a job, right? Yeah. Use client. The router was not mounted. Okay, header. Anyway, I feel like I'm doing something wrong with the use state and use effect. I kind of. Your general goal is to be independent. Well, with the Next.js, look what I'm building. Like, with the Next.js, you can build those SaaS platforms, and you're not limited by like where you live, right? So I think whatever. So the reason why, and you can see me not understanding a lot of things that I'm building, but that's not the purpose, right? The purpose is to actually build the thing, ship it, market, and then see if that works. Everything failed. Well, so now I run the business. I run the business now called Cloud Prism. And before that, I launched like, I don't know, like 5-6 different businesses, and I think 2-3 different YouTube channels. I don't know how many Instagram pages. Like, I really like you need to launch a lot of things before you can earn the first bucks. And it took me I think it took me a year to earn the living with this business. And yeah, I'm still kind of on this level where I earn just enough to make a living, but I don't earn like more. So okay. having some domain expertise as in hardcode tech is great. I agree. I agree. It's actually even, I think you can go up to certain level of income as a developer, but it's really hard to get past like some numbers. Like let's say in Germany, it's almost impossible to get more than like 100k a year. So if you want to go more than that, you basically have to build a business in some form. If used in the app directory, migrate the new hooks imported from the next navigation. Yeah, I mean, I think the building part is really important. If I could just like say to ChatGPT, hey, build for me this app, I would definitely do that. But I'm coding because this is the right choice for this project. Because you can't really, like, I tried to hire a company, but they were over my budget. So I decided to hire Sasha, and we are developing that together. So what do they like? This is a very that doesn't explain. If used in the app directory, migrate the new hooks imported from the next navigation. What? You're building a Loom alternative now. Loom. Ah, this thing. Yeah, I know this. Oh wow, I mean, should be quite hard. Should be quite hard thing to do. Are you streaming? Are you sharing it somehow? What's your marketing plan? Okay, I'm gonna paste it here as well, and I'm gonna say this drilling part of my neighbors. So I have my header in the app, and then components, SRC, no, not in the app, SRC components header. I think that's the problem. I think the location of this thing is the problem. What was that again? SRC components header.tsx. So if I don't use client here, it fails. If I import, it fails because of the router. explicitly said for ChatGPT that I'm not writing tests. Okay, so they import from next navigation. That's what you want? Okay, the error is definitely different. Nah, what a nice fix. You want me to delete everything? Nope, thank you. Let's see if I write router. Wait, what is even this thing? Handle route change. I don't even know what it means. Use effect. How is it? Is it even called somehow? Fetch org data. Handle route change. Why do I need all of this? Okay, router, back, forward. So this thing I understand. Forward, and then we can basically forward the user. Let's delete this part. Let's delete this part. Does it? Okay. We are getting there. We are getting there slowly. We are getting there. Now I need to have the, not this one. Oop. Public images. Let me just completely move it. Yep, this, like this, and go here to public. And I'm gonna delete those two things. Don't need them. Okay, now we have our logo back. Okay. Looks awesome. Yeah, that looks good. Now I'm gonna delete this. I have, in a lot of cases, I have this font things, which I kind of don't want to use because they are using own fonts. So I feel like I'm just overwriting those things. Yeah, that looks much better when we are using the one from the team. So I'm gonna, everywhere where I can find just gonna delete it. Okay, we have the landing. Okay, we don't have the landing anymore. We don't really need it because our landing page will be, it's this one, page.tsx. Yeah, that looks good. So I wonder where is this coming from. I got so okay. Where is this coming from? Why is it step 1 goes so much on the right side? What the heck is that? Anyway, let's fix the modules. So if the way we do navigations by having app, right? This is what we saw there. App, exactly. So they have app, and then we have here, let's call it modules. And basically it's gonna be exactly like my structure before, but instead of pages, and then modules, syntax, and variables. So this is what I had. I mean, this looks much better. I can like clearly see what's going on here. Syntax, and in the syntax I'm gonna have variables. Now first let's do the modules, and it's gonna be page.tsx. Now I need to properly import. Yeah. Components, modules, module list. Even if I had some problems with migrating, it goes much smoother than I expected. Now migrating the syntax part. Pages.tsx. And I guess this add, it means starting, yeah, it means just starting the nice module list. And then in the variables we have the page.tsx. It's definitely much better to import like this. Components, modules, than what I used to have with the dot all the time. Oh, it's not here anymore. It's somewhere else. Components, lessons, variables lesson. Let's see if that works. Again this thing. What do you want from me? Okay, so we have the difference. What I understand now, we have the difference between client components and server components. I kind of understand, but I cannot really feel the difference. Like, I understand that the client components are those that are rendered on the client, and server those that are rendered on the server. Right? Okay, let's go to modules and module list. Oh, okay, they're not even properly. Okay, so what do we have here? Module. What is the module? Ah, that's the type. Okay. Indeed, types. What do we have? Do we have module there? I didn't migrate my types. Did I? Types, no. Okay. That kind of explains the problems. Types, I have here 3 types. Modules. Okay. Now let's go, let's see if or the importing part is correct. Module list. No. The same thing here. Types modules. Lessons. Checker. Aha. And Monaco editors is something that we didn't really install. Do I still have a way to install it somewhere here in the history? Yeah. Okay, that removes this thing. Okay. Now it doesn't remove the problem with this error. Use client. Module items and module lists. Okay, that solves the problem. And syntax, we don't have anything interesting. This is the syntax, right? It is using module list, but it doesn't have anything here. Modules. And then okay, let's check the variables. Use client. I really need to have a look. What is the difference between use client, not use client? Okay, so the variables works. What about syntax? What the hell? Modules, syntax. Even here the thing changes. Ah, I see. I have a typo here. Page.tsx. Okay. Oof. Alright. That seems to work. Okay, so what do we have so far? This is not so important. Modules, variables. Then we have our component here. This is what I implemented. We also need to implement here kind of a scrolling bar, but the resizing part is quite cool. And I mean, it should be like this whole thing should be completely resizable, and I hope I can build it with the resizable component from ShadCN. Okay, we have this part. Now, I do suspect that it's gonna fail quite miserably when I click on the run code, especially because run code is not even the ShadCN button. Let's make checker. I have here my own button. Where are you? Here, button. But what I want to use is the ShadCN button. Probably where B. A, B. Okay, button. Gonna switch to light because that's the way we have it. And oh, I wonder what are the different variants. Oh, nice. Oh, this is good. And this is good. Yeah, this is nice. I mean, we can just use the normal one. But I wonder how does it work on click? Because I have here, like, my whole functionality is because of this on click thing. Can I just take this and put here and run code, and then this handle click, I'm gonna put here console.log to see if not the connection, but at least the handle code check runs. Let's see. Looks like this thing good. And let me open console. It looks like it's good. Running code. Nice. Nice. Now it says check code not found. Did I migrate my API calls? API and check code. Yeah, but they're not compiled, right? That's the catch. Let's start with the callback. Does it have everything that I need? Still doesn't recognize session. That's fine. Check code. API. No, not API, but API types. And then I have test there. I think this is what I'm gonna need to update on everything that is using a session. Connect org, JSForce, that's fine. Okay, it cannot find it for JSForce. I'm sure I installed. I definitely remember installing it. Install JSForce. npm install JSForce. Yeah, it should be there, but it's fine. Okay. They all highlighted red. This the Gumroad. This is what I wrote yesterday. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Except that we have here session. The session thing. But I already did it as well. This is very suspicious. Okay. Let's see, I have variables. Still not found. Let's see. API. Well, first let's click on the connect org. Aha, this page could not be found. I wonder what is the reason why it doesn't work anymore. Is it because my API should be in the app? Or under pages? Next, JS, where to put API calls. Let's just try. Let's just try to move. Okay, first I'm gonna commit it and I'm gonna say that UI migrated, commit, and push. Now the connect org. Let's actually move all of them into the app. Okay. It doesn't look like it's kicking off. It's basically not kicking off the backend. Let me move it back. Move it back. What is this ShadCN saying about this installation? Next.js. Nope, front end page. Let me make a screenshot. How it looks. I mean, it should have already have all the information that it needs. Okay, so it expects under pages API, and then I don't have pages. What if we create pages? It would be strange, right? let's call it Y. How do I even explain this problem for Google? Why? Where to put API folder in Next.js 14? Okay, but this is it API roots? Yeah, but this is using the app router. I don't understand. Okay, so what is the difference between app root and page root? Okay, so we actually start using, I think, more fancy way of creating routing. Yeah, what's that? I need like 0 of it. Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, it tricked me. It tricked me into using something more advanced than I ever wanted. So, as far as I understand from the documentation, we can have pages also here in the SRC. Let's call it pages. And in the pages, I can put API. No. Ach, damn it. But anyway, so we migrated the front-end part. Now we also need to migrate the back-end part and also improve the front-end because the footer is way too sticky. And I think it's a good point to say bye to everyone and thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow the same time 10 a.m. Berlin. See you everyone.